All right, folks, let's do this one more time. So I've been feeling a bit sick all day, so I'm gonna just try to power through. I wanted to share my thoughts on the 1 terabyte Xbox Series S because I haven't had time to go into my thoughts about that, and I'm not saying that it's a bad choice for someone to buy. I'm gonna go into that in a bit. But I wanted to compare it to the other options that people are talking about in terms of why you would go with a different console and not that 1 terabyte Series S. When it comes to whether or not the Series S is a good next gen console, I think it is. It was my first next gen console. I had the white Series S because I just needed something that was a bit more upgraded than my 1S because it was failing, it was slowing down, it was just in a bad state. And I just needed it to play Call of Duty with my friends online and then maybe the occasional Game Pass game like Forza. Um, and I did upgrade to the Series X eventually, but there is a lot of different discussions with the Series S 1 terabyte in terms of what you can do as opposed to buying that one. And I don't agree with all the other options. Now, there is the option that I've heard of where you can buy the white Series S and then buy an expansion card. I don't think that is a comparable solution because the expansion card is not like $50 to be comparable in price to the 1 terabyte. A 1 terabyte expansion card is around $200 when it's not on sale, and I believe 100 when it is on sale. I got the 2 terabyte card, but I had gotten it on sale for 200. So if you buy a 1 terabyte Series S and buy the expansion card, you are kind of better off just buying the Series X and have the better performance. And I say better performance in air, quotation marks because when I had the Series S and I compared it to my Series X, I didn't notice too many gaps in performance between the lower tier and the higher tier. Some people may notice it more than I could, but I could barely notice it. It was more so that maybe games will load a bit quicker on the X and the more storage space and the system is in black. But I couldn't really tell a difference. I think the Series S is a great option. But to compare it to, buying a Series S and an expansion card, no. That doesn't make any sense. And, cloud gaming is getting a little bit better. I do have another video that I'm working on to talk about cloud gaming, but with the smaller hard drive size on the white Series S, you can still put some of those games on cloud gaming and just stream it through cloud. And some of them you can download to the hard drive, except Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat for some reason can't run on the cloud service, but we'll talk about that in the other video. But another option I've heard people say is instead of buying the Series S, whether it's the white one or the black one, you can buy a Nintendo Switch for $300 or an OLED Switch for $350, which would compete with the black Series S. Here's my thoughts on buying a Switch over the Series S. The Switch, yes, it is portable and you can play it on the go and you can play it at home on the TV, but the Series S is so small and light that you can't play it on the go necessarily. There is a way to do it. They have like a device with it's like a case with a screen, and you can buy that for like $300, I think, and you can play that on the go. Or do what I did, which is I would take it to my mother's house and play with my siblings, or I'll take it to a friend's house and play it with them. It's travelable. It's not portable like the Switch, but it's travelable. And the other comparison with that is, yes, the Switch is easier to travel with, but the games are not going to run as well or look as good. And so if you're someone who cares about the quality of the game, the graphics, and the performance, why would you get a Switch over an Xbox? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I personally would say you would get the console based on what you're going to play primarily. I never play my Switch in handheld, and I barely play my Switch as is. I only recently played it again because of Tears of the Kingdom. Before that, I wasn't even playing it, honestly, at all. So I think the Switch comparison is only arguable in terms of price, because you can't take it with you and, have less of a hard time traveling and, connecting cables and everything. But you are going to have that digital console for your Game Pass and your cloud streaming when you have a Wi-Fi connection or Ethernet plugged in. You are going to have the better performance, the better gameplay, and a better controller, in my opinion. So that's where my comparison ends with the Switch. But when it comes to a next gen console, and this is not any like Sony pony crap or whatever, it's just my opinion on the matter is, instead of buying the 1 terabyte Series S, if you pay another 50 plus tax, you can get a PS5 digital. And the reason why I say that as an option, and a lot of people also said this as an option, is because you're gonna get the next gen performance with the PS5 digital. Is not a lower tier next gen like the Xbox, which I'm sure all of you already know. It is the same thing as the PS5. It just doesn't have the disc drive. Now, me personally, if you're, now I'm someone who like maybe I'll bring my PlayStation to a friend's house. I have a backpack that is specifically for the PS5. They do sell them, and it can hold at least 2 to 4 controllers, your cables, the console, obviously. If you have the headset, there's a pocket for the headset. And I have to imagine the digital PS5 is lighter than the disc PS5. So the point there is, you can pay $350 for a next gen console that is not 100%, powered. It's like less than 100% power, and it's going to be only digital. Or you can pay the extra 50 and get a PS5 that is powerful, and it'll have the 120 refresh rate and the 4K Ultra HD, etc., as well as the other features that come with the PS5. So the main reason to go for an Xbox for most people is the Game Pass, and I get it. But at the same time, the PlayStation Plus thing is not terrible. It's not perfect, but neither is Game Pass. Yes, you have to pay more for certain features like the cloud gaming for the classic games, as well as the ability to play some of the PlayStation games without having to buy them does cost the second tier. I get that. That part does suck, but you are at least going to have a powerful next-gen console and not a less powerful one. With the Game Pass, personally for me, I don't really care, with the exception of Forza coming out this year, and that's about it. Mortal Kombat, like I said earlier, it doesn't really work well on cloud, but I'll save that for another video. I can buy it on PlayStation. It is on sale currently on the PlayStation store for $5. Mortal Kombat 11 is $5 on sale right now on the PlayStation store, and even that way, I don't really need to buy it either way, because I don't really want to play that anymore, and I have it on my Xbox, and I have it on my Switch. I have it on my Switch too. But the point I'm trying to bring here is, why spend $350 on a Series S 1 terabyte when you can spend a little bit more on the PS5? And then one thing you can do, if you say, okay, I don't have the extra 50 right now, then you can just do a payment plan with like Klarna or Afterpay or Zip, and with the money you have, the $350, you could maybe pay 2 of those payments of the PS5, and then do the other 2. Because you'll have like another month or so to make the third payment, since you're paying the first 2 if you do it that way. Just an example, you can always payment plan it in 4, or Klarna, if you get approved, you can do a 6-month payment for that, and you're gonna have a powerful console. That's pretty much it. And when it comes to some of the features it also has, just me personally, the PS5 does have a video editor built in. You can use the PlayStation camera if you want to for streaming to YouTube. Granted, Xbox can stream to Twitch, and it can use any webcam that's a USB plug-in. So I'll give them that. That's pretty cool. But for me, there is more of a reason to get the PS5 digital over the 1 terabyte Xbox Series X. Unless you only want it to play Starfield without having to spend $500 on the new Xbox Series X, or you want to play like Call of Duty with your friends or some other online game and you want a cheaper option, but you don't want to be limited to the 512 gigabyte white Series S. Okay, I get that. I can understand that. And I would say, sure, if you're going to play some of the Game Pass games and you don't care about the performance, and you just want to play some Game Pass games and you don't have a PC, cool. I would say the terabyte Series S is good, because you'll still be saving money by not buying a Series X, and that extra money could be used for, a spare controller for, a friend or a family member. I have 4 controllers for the Xbox, so, which, typically the Xbox controllers are cheaper than the PS5 controllers, so I'll give them that, because that's why I have 4 of them. I only have 2 PS5 controllers and 4 Xbox ones, but, then I say yes, the Series S is a good deal for that reason. So hopefully I gave you something to think about, some perspective for the console. It does release this September, I believe, which I don't think I am gonna do an unboxing because I don't have a reason to buy it. Unless they'll let me return it, I could just unbox it, do a review, and return it. We'll see what GameStop lets me do. But that's my video for today. Hopefully it wasn't too terrible, or I don't look too bad. I was feeling sick all day, but I'm feeling much better today. I got my Sprite and everything down here. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am bringing out some updates for the channel very soon, so be sure to check out those when it comes out. And have a great 4th of July coming up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.